Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about press releases. Now I know this has had some, you know, press in it, not to sound like I'm doing a pun there, but it's had a lot of controversy. And a lot of people have talked about this, and it's kind of been one of those underdog techniques that people will put a lot of hype to and say, hey, I got, thousands and thousands of visitors to my site, and it took me 10 minutes to do, and it got real popular for a little while, and then just like fell off the face of the map for a lot of internet marketers. But the truth is, it still works, um, and it can work very well, but you have to do it in the right way. And what I've included in this traffic series is a template for you on how to write a press release. And you can actually hire somebody to do this if you want, but it's not much more different than writing an article. The difference is you don't want to sound like you're talking about your own business or your own product, and you don't want to sound like you're trying to sell it at all. What you want to sound like is a news reporter just telling the facts. And if you sound unemotional and just factual, and this is the reason that they claim to have done this, and this is the response or the feedback they've received in this process, kind of thing, it'll work out well for you. And there's actually paid versions and free versions for doing press releases. And again, we're talking about free traffic techniques, so I'm just going to stick with the free ones. And what you're going to find is there's really not much difference from the free and the paid. So let's go ahead and jump over to some of the different services that are available. Now, this first one is a free press release, and let me show you the domain here. There's a dash in between each word. It's free-press-release.com. And what you're going to find is, if you look here, it shows the views next to each one of the the different press releases, and you can see it's got hundreds of views for each one of these press releases, and some of them are a few thousand. So it's really going to depend on the popularity of your press release. So anyway, that's one of the services. There's actually four that I'm going to recommend. The next one is 1-888-pressrelease.com, and that's the actual numbers like that. It's not spelled out or anything. They're another one that Google News really loves, and the next one is prlog.org. Now this and the last one I'm going to mention are two very popular ones that Google and Yahoo really love. And what happens is, by submitting your press release to these few different press release services, you're going to do two things. You're going to get a lot of organic traffic from people finding your thing and clicking on it and going through to find out what all the news is about. And the other is you're going to get a higher ranking on your actual site because of the press release pointing to it. And this is the last one, and it's newswiretoday.com. Now, in all honesty, all four of these do work. They work very well. There's not a huge difference as far as your results, but you can spend all day long looking for different press release services and trying to submit to all of them. I don't suggest you do that. I suggest you just do two or three or four, like the ones you see right here. And what'll happen is you'll, like I said, get a lot of organic traffic from the people actually clicking through the press release, as well as with Google helping you rank higher because of it. Now, another quick tip, and this is with most of these techniques that I'm teaching you in this video series, is once this is live, whether it's a Squidoo lens or a blog post or whatever it is that you're doing for traffic, you want to go to Twitter and you want to tweet about that page. There's a new press release here. Put the link. It's pretty cool. Check it out. It's all you have to do for a tweet about it in order to have the search engines be aware of it faster and to get traffic to it faster. And you can also do this with a blog post and then by pinging your blog post. So that's how to do press releases the right way. It doesn't take any time, it doesn't cost anything. It's very simple. Again, it's 5-10 minutes. Write it up, submit it, and you're good to go. In this video, we're going to be talking about SEO, or search engine optimization. And what this is, it's looking to get traffic from Google or Yahoo or MSN, which are the few biggest search engines out there. And the truth is, even though there are thousands of search engines, what you're going to find is almost all of them pull their traffic from Google, Yahoo, and MSN. And Google gets roughly 50% of all of the search engine traffic. So obviously that's one of your biggest focuses. Now, I did make a video series called 1 Hour Google, which is available at onehourgoogle.com, which goes into more detail and more specific techniques of exactly how I took a brand new domain, a brand new product, and put it on page 1 of Google in a term that was out of millions, and it took me less than an hour to do it. And honestly, it's probably about 20 minutes worth of work, maybe, in order to do everything. And I'm going to share with you now some of those techniques. Now, one of the ones that's kind of obvious, but a lot of people don't do it, is after you do your keyword research, and that in itself is a hint. You really have to do your keyword research. But let's say your keyword research tells you that one of the terms that you want to rank high for is the term 1 Hour Google. Okay, let's say they're saying that, hey, people are typing that into the search engines every single month, and there's not too much competition, but a lot of people want it. Then what you want to do is you want to try and find the domain 1 Hour Google. Okay, now let me show you this great tool that is 100% free to use, and it's called Ajax Whois. Now you can see right here, that's how to get to the domain, AJAXWHOIS.com. Now what this does is it saves you the time when you're when you're searching for a domain in order to get the results quicker. So maybe it's 1 Hour Google. Okay, when you type that in, you can see, and this is of course just an example. I mean, 1 Hour Google is my site, so I know it's not available, but you can see that .net or .info is available. Okay, now when it comes to search engine optimization, what we're talking about is your website. We're not talking about on a blog, we're not talking about on a Squidoo lens or an article or anything like that. All those have different techniques and different parts of the formula that make it more important or less important. We're talking about when you own a domain name and that is the name of your site. Okay, now this will dominate over any other form long term of SEO. Okay, in other words, Google News will get up there fast, but it won't stay for long. Yahoo Answers will get up there fast, but if you have a domain name that is based on that keyword phrase and you've optimized it the right way, it will actually win the battle between Yahoo Answers or any of these others long term, because Google sees that as the most relevant. Now, one of the things you want to do is you want to pick a .com over a .net or a .info. If the .com is not available, you can do a .org, and that will give you a good ranking as well, but the .com is always going to be the ideal. Now let's say, for example, we wanted to do dog training, and the .com is not available. What could we do instead of that? Well, we could look for Dog Training 101. We could look for dog training tips. We could look for dog training secrets. Now, obviously, dog training is a popular niche, so just that 2 seconds showed me that those few were not available. But what's great about this particular software, this Ajax Whois, is how fast you can go through it versus going to a site like GoDaddy and having to wait for a minute for each one. for moms, that's available. For kids, you know, the .net's available. Let's say it's for a specific breed, like for poodles. Okay, or you get the point. Now, if you run out of ideas for this, first of all, when it comes to SEO, make sure if your niche, if your keyword is for that niche is dog training, make sure you have that at the front of your domain. Don't do killer tips for dog training. Do dog training killer tips, instead. And the other tool that I want to share with you as far as your domain that's really a great tool, and this is one that not a lot of people know about, is domainwiz.net. And what this will do, this is how you spell it right here, is domainwiz, W-H-I-Z .net. And what this tool will do is it will give you ideas for existing domain names that are available, as well as, let me refresh it here, as well as monthly search volume as well. So very cool feature. It's a very cool website. Let me pause this for a second until it loads up. Okay, so right now DomainWiz is actually, the site is actually down, and a lot of people when they make a video like this, they would just delete that and not even mention it, but it is a really powerful tool, so I still want to mention it to you and just tell you basically how it works. What I did here was I went to Google and I typed in DomainWiz and then clicked on the cache, which shows you what the site used to look like when it was up or whatever. And DomainWiz is actually kind of a secret tool that a lot of people don't know about. And basically what happens is, this is what it looks like when you first go there. And you could type in, for example, dog training, and it'll give you a bunch of different results. And what happens is, on the right here, what you want to do is it'll have a couple check boxes next to different terms that'll say things like for sale or available or expiring, meaning the domain, and .com, .net, all those different things. And what you want to do is check it off where it says .com and available. Okay, now by doing that, what that'll do is it'll update your search, and it'll show you, what's really cool is all these different ideas for your niche for different keywords and different terms that are available in the domain. And what you'll find is a lot of them will have a lot of organic traffic. In other words, a lot of people will be searching for those every single month without you having to do anything at all. So when it comes to your search engine optimization, this is one of the easiest techniques to drive a whole bunch of traffic, is to go to DomainWiz, find a cool keyword that's related to your niche that has a lot of monthly traffic, and then follow the few steps that I'm going to tell you about in order to get a lot of free organic traffic for years to come without any backlinks. Okay? Now, a couple of things that you need to follow, and they're really pretty basic, is when it comes to search engine optimization, you need to think of your visitors, and you need to organize things in a way that makes sense to the search engines and doesn't distract from your main focus. Okay? Now, your home page on your website, let me give you an example here. Okay, this page right here is Top Video Software. Now, if you scroll down here a little bit, you can see it's called topvideosoftware.com. When you go there, the first thing you see is bold words that is just that keyword, Top Video Software, and then your sub header starts with that and has something that supports it. Okay, now what you're going to see when you go through here is the rest of the page. It mentions here and there the word video, but it doesn't say Top Video Software, Top Video Software, Top Video Software, because that's very spammy. Instead, it's talking to the people that are there. But what it does is it prioritizes the content just like you would a shopping list or a to-do list. And the way to remember that is what's on top is the most important. So that's what this page is about, okay? Now, if you look at the code on this page or the source on this page, which you can do by just right-clicking and hitting View Page Source. Let me actually do this a little bit higher so you can see better. View Page Source. Then there's a few things you can learn here that are really important about search engine optimization. Okay? The title is the most important element here. Okay? In that title, all you want to have is your keyword term. Don't put Top Video Software by Mike Cowles or Top Video Software, the answer to all your video needs. Just put the keyword term, and it should be a few words. Most likely it's 2 to 5 words, maybe 2 to 7 words, something like that. But just put that in the title. That's it. And then these meta tags, a lot of times Google does not care about meta tags anymore, but what you're going to find is it is still relevant, and the other search engines like Yahoo and MSN, they do pay attention to it. So feel free to go to topvideosoftware.com and look at the code here and copy this and replace the actual content with, you know, your main keyword is the first thing. Okay, that's for your description. This should be pretty much the same as what you see in the title or the subtitle. And then for the keywords, have your main one and then have a few related ones. You don't have to have a ton, maybe 5 or 6 is fine, 5 to 10. And then another thing in your meta tags is where it says robots. You can just copy all of this, guys. You know, the content index follow, that just means you're telling the robots to follow this, all the links on this site, okay? The distribution is global. Again, you're telling Google, Yahoo, and MSN this can be distributed all over the world. And then the author is you put your business name there, okay? Now, another element about search engine optimization that's really important is when you create a page, you don't want it just to be a squeeze page where it has an opt-in box and like a sentence or two. Okay, you want to have a little bit of content here, and you want to have a link to external pages. Now in this case, I've got a link here to the rest of the site, okay? But what you can do is you can have, for example, a privacy policy, a you know, about us, a contact page, whatever, all those things on there, and have it open up in a new window. Now this is important because what happens is if you don't have it open up in a new window, people, if they open up, for example, your privacy policy and it's really boring and long, Google likes that because it says, hey, this is an actual business, but your customers are going to be bored and they're probably going to close it. And what happens then is your site is gone. So you have to have it where it opens up in a new window. And it's very easy to do. I'll show you the code for that right here in a second. Okay, so this is the code for a typical link that would go to Google where the words would say click me. Now normally this section right here says to open it in a new window. If you were to remove that and have it just like this, it would open up in the same window. So what we want to do is we want to leave it where it does actually have where it does actually have it. Let me go back here real quick. Okay, so as you can see here, this is with this section right here, that will have it open up in a new window. So what you want to do is you just want to have that the few elements that Google and the other search engines really like are things like a privacy policy, obviously a contact page, and you want to have a phone number and an email address in there if possible. If you don't have a phone number in there, that's not the end of the world, but make sure you're saying in there, you know, like our hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Central Time Zone, that kind of thing. So it sounds like a professional business, okay? Have an About Us page, um, have a terms of use page. You know, by having these links on your site, even if it's a squeeze page, okay, you will get a much better ranking than 99% of the other sites out there, because you're telling Google that you're a professional site and you're thinking about your visitors and you're wanting it to be a good experience for them, and you're targeting that specific keyword for your customers to make it very relevant. This is what Google wants. So the other last tip I'm going to share with you is putting a picture on there, okay, and taking that picture, and when you upload a picture, normally what'll happen is it'll be like, you know, 128.jpg or something like that, okay. But if your term for that particular site is, say for example, dog training, what you want to do is rename that picture to dogtraining.jpg or dogtraining.gif, okay. And then what you want to do is, when you do that, first of all, you have to rename it before you upload it, otherwise it won't work. But when you create that link, I'm sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way. It's okay. So this would be your standard link code. Okay, what you would do is you would add what's called a alt tag in there, and you go alt tag equals dog training. And by simply adding that little bit of code there, that tells Google or the search engines that this picture is a picture of whatever you put here in alt tag, and that will help your ranking as well. So that's pretty much all you have to do when it comes to SEO in order to get a very good ranking, guys. You can always go for getting more backlinks from other people and stuff like that if it's a highly competitive term. But what you're going to find is that there's not a ton of terms out there that really need that. I mean, if you're looking for something like golf or make money online or something, yeah, it's going to be more competitive. But you can get so much traffic with doing these mid-level terms, like maybe dog training for poodles, or you know, how to teach a dog to sit, or things like that, where you can still get a lot of traffic from it. There's 1,000 or a few thousand people, you know, 30,000 people that are searching for that every single month. You can dominate just by following these few little tips. So go ahead and do this, and make sure you apply this same concept to all the different types of sites that you have, as far as prioritizing things, having a picture on there, whether it's a Squidoo lens or a blog or whatever, and you'll find that you'll get great results. I've been doing this for years. I've had companies pay me a lot of money to get their sites ranked on the top, and it works, you know, very well and very quickly. Once you make your changes to your site, again, tweet about it, post about it, ping it, and you're good to go. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about something that I've mentioned in the earlier videos a couple times, which is your Squidoo lens. Now, the Squidoo lens is basically a page on a website, but Squidoo has created a cool little term which is called a lens, and I guess it's kind of their way of saying this is how we see the world or something like that. But Google and the search engines love Squidoo, and when you create a Squidoo lens, you're almost guaranteeing that you will be on page 1 of Google if you do it the right way. And what happens is you're going to follow the same rules that I've mentioned in the other pages, like, you know, Wikipedia and Google News and the articles and the press releases, and the SEO video, as far as the layout. But one of the things that's a little different about Squidoo is when it comes to going to, let me actually go to Google here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're on Google here, and what I did was I just typed in Russell Brunson in quotes, and Russell Brunson is a very famous internet marketer, and so I knew that he would be all over Google for a lot of different terms. And if you look here, it says in quotes, there's over 54,000 sites. Now, 54 is a large amount. Okay, with the articles, you're talking 20 to 50,000, but over 50,000, what you'll see here is that on page one, you've got Squidoo right here. Okay, and what that tells you is that the search engines like Squidoo lenses. And the reason is because you can have a lot of content. Matter of fact, we can take a look at this one in a second. But you can have a lot of content on your Squidoo lens that really varies in the different formats. Okay, so to give you an example of the different formats of things that show up in the Squidoo lens, which makes it so much more powerful than just a one-dimensional thing like an article, is I put in here a popular term, which is lose weight, and just click on the first one, and what you'll see here when you scroll down is there's pictures, there's text, there's all kinds of different things in here. I'm sure some of these are ads, but you know, it looks like it's done very professionally. They've got recipes in there. They've got links to their Amazon.com account, okay? So that when you buy these books through their link, they're making money. They have videos on here from YouTube. So it's like a whole website, but it just scrolls forever, like a long sales page. But you can do this for free. It doesn't cost you anything to set up a Squidoo lens. And what you do is all the different sites that you have and all the different techniques that you use when you promote something, or you write a new article, or you create a new product, or you join a new affiliate program, throw it on your Squidoo lens. Create a new one, or if it's relevant in the same niche and everything, put it on the existing one. And what you'll do is you'll build up the value of it, and it'll dominate on the search engines. So be sure when you first start to follow the same techniques I mentioned in the video before this about SEO, and treat it like, you know, a to-do list. The most important thing is the first thing showing on the page. Okay, take a picture of something that's related to it. If it's losing weight, maybe it's somebody that's skinny and attractive or whatever, and call that picture, you know, losing 10 pounds or whatever it is that your keyword is that you're optimizing for, and throw it on there and watch the magic happen. Okay, once you do that and you create your Squidoo lens, again, you want to go back to Twitter and put that link to your Squidoo lens in there and tweet it, and then go to your blog and ping it. And actually in the next video I'm going to be showing you some secrets as far as driving traffic with your blog. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about blogging and how to drive traffic with your blogs. Now, what I want to do is take you over here first to my blog, which is mikesblog.net, and what you can see on here is first of all, you've got all your different categories or your pages right here, okay, and then every single blog post has a picture in it, okay, even if it's something like this, meaning it's like a resale picture or something like that, but you always want to have a picture in there, and a lot of these aren't loading because it just got here, but the reason is you want to call these pictures, okay, like SEO articles, you know, kick butt flash, and that's the title, that's the keyword that we're using, that we're optimizing for, as well as what we're calling the picture. Okay, now another element that's really important here is on your blog post, okay, on your top right, you always want to have an area where they can get something for free in exchange for their email address. Okay, now in this case I have a video that pops up when you click on it, and it tells them why they should join, but your top right area of the page is your most important real estate. So in this case I've got my opt-in here, and then I've got all these different social media things here, and all these generate traffic. Every single excuse me, um, every single one of these. When somebody clicks on one of these and joins me on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or Stumble Upon or Dig or signs up for my RSS feed or my friend feed or whatever, all those drive traffic. So you want to add as many of these things as you can to your blog. Okay? Now, you can monetize your blog by having different things that you're promoting on there. You want to promote your own stuff for sure. Affiliate stuff is fine too. This is an affiliate product of mine. This is one that I'm a reseller for, and these four right here are all my own products. Okay. Another element about blogging that's really key is to have testimonials on there. Okay. All these are very real testimonials from customers of mine, and what it does is it establishes trust and rapport and lets people know that you're an authority in that particular niche. Now, here's how easy it is to create a new blog post and to get traffic. Okay. Now I'm logged into my my admin area here. All you do is you click on New Post. Okay. And let's say in this case, my keyword research tells me that the term I want to look for is traffic in under 24 hours. Okay. Now I type that in for a title, and then the name of the page is traffic in under 24 hours. Now the reason that it's doing that is because that's what I put in here. Okay. WordPress automatically turns your blog post title, meaning this, into the page's title. Okay. Now what you have to do as far as having it so that that will be the URL as well is you have to add what's called a plugin here, and there's a bunch of different plugins that can really help, but the one that's important, the most important one for your rankings, is all-in-one SEO pack. This is free. All you have to do is just under your plugins click add new, and you can do a search here and you do all-in-one SEO pack and hit search plugins, and you can see right here, this is it. It's already installed. If it wasn't installed, it would say install now. All you do is click that, enter in your password and your username, and it's pretty much good to go. Okay. Now going back to our dashboard here and our post that we were just about to do. Alright, so this is our traffic in under 24 hours. Now, just like I mentioned on SEO and everything else, this title right here is my keyword term. So I'm going to start with that. Traffic in under 24 hours is a hot topic for most webmasters. Okay. Now, I type in whatever else I want for that article. Okay. And I'm going to add a picture in there. Okay. By simply clicking this image right here, it says add an image. And when I do, let me just go ahead and grab a image for the sake of the example. I'm going to hit browse and go to my libraries, my pictures, and I'll just grab a small picture here. And then we'll hit upload. Okay. Now this is the image. It's obnoxious. I know it's a moving one. But this title, we don't want that. We want it to be traffic in under 24 hours. And we can do that with dashes if we want. Okay. And then we copy this. Okay. And Then we hit insert into post. Now, here's our visual if we want to see what it looks like. We can see that that image is in there and that the alt tag is traffic in under 24 hours. Now, if I post this, okay, this will now be on my blog. Now I don't want to do it because it's obviously not done, but I'll save it. And then what you can do is you can come over here and you can preview it. Okay, so we've got traffic in 24 hours with an image. Okay, now what I would do next if this was live is I would go up to the actual URL and I would copy all that and I would go to Twitter and I would tweet about it, and then I would go and I would ping my site. Okay, let me show you how to do that. Okay, there's a bunch of different services that you can use to ping, but one of the ones that's free that I really like is Ping-O-Matic. And what you do is you go there and sign up for a free account, and then what you do is you put in your blog name, your home page, and then your RSS URL. Okay, and then in this case, if you're not sure what your RSS URL is when you're on your blog, this little icon right here will automatically by default have a link to it, and it's normally yourblog.com/feed, but you can always just right click on that and copy the URL and then just paste it into here. Okay, and then what you do is you come over here and you hit check all and you hit send pings. That's it. Now obviously I'm not doing it because I didn't put anything in there, but when you do that, you're letting all these different sites know about your new blog post, which lets Google, Yahoo, and MSN and everybody else in the world know about your new blog post, which helps your blog post to rank high for that term. And by ranking high for that term, you will get traffic for that term to your blog. So what is beautiful about blogging versus just having a standard website is you saw how quick it was to create a new blog post. And so you can do this every day over and over again a bunch of different times, and because they're all relevant and they're under this big umbrella of your niche, whatever it is, like weight loss or dog training or whatever, you can now get a ton of traffic to that blog for all these different terms, and you can make a lot of money in the process, and you can build up your list very quickly in the process as well. So that's the golden secret for blogging, for getting traffic. And do it to it, guys. Get started on it. It only takes a minute or two to set up a blog, and just do your keyword research. Throw a nice looking theme on there if you're not sure how to do that. You can always go to bloggingfreak.com, which is at bloggingfreak.com, and click on videos, and you'll see a ton of videos on how to change a theme, how to add a post, how to install a blog, how to add a page. All these are different free videos. You have access to all those for free, and so you can get your blogging going and get yourself making some money and getting a lot of traffic to your offers through your blog. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about some absolutely killer paid traffic techniques for driving traffic, obviously, to your offers. Now, one of the things that you may be thinking to yourself is, gosh, with all those free traffic techniques that you just showed me, why would I want to spend money? Well, one of the things is, for the most part, the contrast from free to paid is the paid is more hands-off. You set it and you forget it. And with the free ones, you have to set it up and normally do some kind of maintenance. Now, the other thing is there's a lot of people out there that are either broke or cheap or just don't want to spend money. And so what happens is it leaves a lot more room for people like you and me that are willing to invest in our business to do these paid techniques. And in all honesty, 4 out of 5 of these techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you are very inexpensive. And the one that costs a little bit more is such a powerful technique that it's just a great investment and it's well worth it to do it. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is eBay classifieds. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is when you go to eBay and you want to look, for example, for, I'll just pull up timber frame post. Okay, these are kind of a unique niche where people are building, you know, whether it's a house or a barn or whatever. And what's interesting is these classified ads actually show up in the middle of all these. Now these are the regular listings that you're seeing right here, and sorry if I'm scrolling too fast, but if you see right here it says classified ads, it's mixed right in with it. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these and see what kind of traffic they're getting. This first one right here, if you scroll down here, you're going to see this guy has over 563 people that have seen his offer. Now you may be wondering, how expensive is it to advertise on eBay for their classifieds? Well, it's actually dirt cheap. It's about $10. So the way to do this is when you log into eBay, into your account, you just click on sell or sell an item, and we're going to hit start selling. And first thing you're going to want to do is pick your category. And for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, just for the example, everything else, because I'm going to want to list information products about making money online and things like that. So I'm just going to pick this, information products, and then other, and hit continue. Now this information, listing your title and subtitle and all those other things, I'm going to skip that for now because excuse me, I want you to see what's different from doing a regular auction. Is you're going to click right here where it says classified ad. Now once you do that, you're going to see here that your fees, your total fees, are $9.95. Now think about that for a second. For 10 bucks, this guy had 563 targeted people with their credit card in hands checking out his offer. And I'll tell you a secret too, as far as all the different things that you can list on eBay that would cost extra money, you can do almost all that for free by simply using their HTML option. Now, you might not know any HTML, and that's fine, but you've got this standard right here where you can put in whatever you want, like, you know, the description of your product or whatever, or you can do HTML. Now, with HTML, there are a lot of free HTML editors out there. One of the ones that I like a lot is called NView, and you can get that at nview.com. And so let's say, for instance, we wanted to do that. I'm just going to pull up NView real quick. Okay, so I've got a blank page opened here on NView, and what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's say our headline is brand new whatever DVD. You can center that, you can make it bold, and underneath it you can hit image, choose a file, let's say we like this one, we give an alternate text of DVD or whatever we want, we hit OK. Alright, so now that image is on there. Now all you would have to do is, if this image is already online somewhere, like you copied it from your website, then where it says source right here, you would change this to, you know, your website.com / and then the name of the image, or you could just upload it there and replace it in that way. But that's all you have to do in order to have HTML. All you do now is you copy this and you go back to eBay and you paste it here, okay? And then no, this isn't going to show up. This picture isn't going to show up because it's not uploaded right now to my website. But when you go back to standard, you can see it's got the bold font, it's got it centered, and it would actually show your picture here. And you can do an unlimited number of pictures and have it look exactly the way you want, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a nice little loophole that you can work with eBay. Now, another thing to keep in mind is whenever you're using eBay as a source of traffic, don't just try and sell your product on there. Always have a way to capture leads on there. Offer something for free, or updates, or whatever, the first chapter, the first video, the first something, a free trial, something for free in order to get their email address so that you can build your list. But again, for under 10 bucks a month, which is what that ad will run for, is for a full month for $10, you really can't beat it. eBay is a fantastic option, and we will share some other paid ones that are fantastic as well, but that's a great place. Okay, so for this particular paid traffic technique, this is definitely one of my favorites, and it's an affiliate's dream come true. It's called Project Wonderful, and what it is there's a lot of different ways that you can use this, but the main thing, the main key for this to really generate some fast cash and a ton of traffic is to use it with banner ads. Now, what Project Wonderful does, just to give you an idea, is you can get 50,000, 60,000, 80,000 views for under $1. Okay, I know that's incredible, and there's, unlike Google AdWords like pay-per-click or something like that, they don't have all the hoops to jump through. You can definitely go straight to an affiliate program and everything else, and you can use this to generate a ton of traffic. So let's just show what it looks like. We're going to click on New Member, and we're going to fill all this in. Okay, we'll just skip all that for now. Okay, and we'll blur this out later. And you should always have, just for branding's sake, a picture that you can use as an icon, whether it's for Facebook or whatever. And we click Create Account. Okay, so then we go back to, and let's see, we'll refresh this, see if we've got it yet. I haven't. I'll pause it for a second. Okay, so here's our email from Project Wonderful, and all we do is just click that link and it's activated. Alright. And we log in. Now here's what we want to do, is we want to upload our ad, and the way to do this is you have to have excuse me, an ad the size that you want. Okay, so just like it says right here, we're going to go up to the advertising menu and My Ads, and then create a new ad. Now, the ones that I've found that have worked the best, as the skyscraper, and you can see here it's 160 by 600. Okay, so we're going to click that. Now, if you remember 160 by 600, what you can do now is you can go to your affiliate program, whatever it is that you want to promote, and I'm just going to make a note here real quick. Okay. That skyscraper ad is a very popular size for most affiliate programs, and so what you'll find is you can go, whether it's to ClickBank or Simple One Click or Pay.com or whatever, and you'll find these ads on there under affiliate tools. And so let's just go ahead and say that the link is let's say 1hourgoogle.com/ whatever your affiliate link is. Affiliate ID equals 123. Okay, and again, this is just an example. The hover text would be something like get a page 1 ranking on Google in 60 minutes flat. Okay, and the nickname would be maybe OHG for 1 Hour Google, and then again your 160 by 600, you can either browse for it right here and pull it up, or you can download it from wherever your affiliate program is. And then you get your rating, which we're just going to say is C, safe for everyone, which obviously I'd recommend never doing any adult garbage or anything like that. And then that's it. Then you just click create this ad. Now, obviously I don't want to do this as far as you know, starting that, because the link isn't accurate and everything. But to look at this, you know, as far as the cost, the traffic sources and everything, you can do it all over the world. You can do just United States and Canada, whatever. But I'm going to say United States, okay? And I'm going to go over here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to set this to unique users, and we want to set this to 50,000 over the past 2 days, and in any region is fine. And then we hit search. Now what you need to do is look through here, and you'll see like this has over the past 2 days 293,000 views for $12. So that means for a day it's $6 for 150,000 views. But we can do even better than that. I mean, look at this, 226 for $4. And we can scroll around some more. Let's see here. Okay, here's one. It's $1 for 78,000 views, or 80 cents for 75,000 views. I mean, 80 cents. I can't even talk. It's just, that's mind-blowing to me. So what you want to do is, let's say we pick that one and we go, hey, that sounds great. You definitely want to take a look at the actual site itself to make sure it's in English versus like Vietnamese or something, and see if it seems like it's targeted enough for whatever it is you're advertising. But it's a fantastic way to get a lot of traffic to your offers. And I'll tell you another secret too, is you can use this in line with other things too, as far as just getting traffic for the sake of getting traffic. Whether it's using CPA offers or AdSense offers or whatever, it works great, not just with affiliate programs. So anyway, that is Project Wonderful. check it out, take a look at it, and see for yourself. You can get some dirt cheap traffic and get a lot of it for, just a couple of bucks or even under $1, as I've shown you here. Okay, in this video we're going to be covering a great resource that literally has made a lot of people millionaires, and what that is the Warrior Forum. Now, there's actually a lot of different ways to get traffic from the Warrior Forum, but we're going to talk about one of the money-making ways that a lot of people are excited about. You can get to the Warrior Forum just at warriorforum.com, and one of the most popular ones that people are always looking at is this, which is the Warrior Special Offers Forum. Now, to post whatever you want on here, something for sale typically, it costs 40 bucks. Now, what's great though about that is you can get a lot of traffic very quickly from it, and what you'll find is that these guys on the Warrior Forum are specifically in the internet marketing niche. So if you obviously if you're into something else, then this wouldn't be a good resource for you. But if you are, these guys, they know their stuff. As far as offers goes, they're more attracted to lower end offers, but for 40 bucks, a lot of times you can turn $40 into a few hundred to a few thousand, depending on how good your offer is. Now, I'll give you an example here of one of mine. If you had to search one of my products here is 1 Hour Google. Now, this is mine right here. That's how I put my new website on page 1 of Google in one day. I've had over 14,000 views for this. Okay, I've made a lot of money from this one video series that I've made. I've actually updated it a few times, and it first made a lot of money and then kind of worked on some other things and then refreshed it and posted it back on there. And it really, it's a great resource. So you can do this as often as you want, as many times as you want, and it's 40 bucks a shot. Now, I will tell you a tip: if you're going to use the Warrior Forum to use Warrior Special Offers, the first time I did it, I made a couple $100, and it was okay. And that might sound exciting, but really it was not that great. I had to work pretty hard as far as getting in touch with people and everything else. And what I found was that there's a resource by a guy named Justin Mitchie, and it's called WSO Secrets, and you can actually get it at wsosecret.com. And let me go ahead and show you that real quick. Okay, so this is the URL obviously to pick it up, but what Justin does, and I'm going to pull it up here real quick, is he gives you an exact step-by-step formula, okay, for how to run a WSO. And what the difference for me was, this first one that I ran, I made a couple $100. Then I read his book, I did what he said to do in there, and I made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars running, a WSO. And it didn't cost me any more money. It was just a matter of watching and applying what he said. Now, Justin is a great marketer, and I realize this is a plug for him, but he's one of the guys that really is professional, and he over delivers. And I'm telling you, if you're going to use the Warrior Forum for traffic, I highly recommend you get this book. It's at wsosecret.com, as I mentioned, and you'll find not just information on how to run a WSO there, but also how to do things like write better sales copy, when to post your WSO to get the best results, pricing strategies, all kinds of stuff. So definitely recommend that. Now, the other thing with the Warrior Forum as far as traffic goes is this is one of the paid ones, but there's a ton of ones on here that you can use, like the JV Center, or Programming Talk, or Website Design, or Make Money Online. All these reciprocal links, you can post on these, the off-topic forum as well, the mastermind groups, you can post on these and talk to these guys and do things like, for example, the mastermind group. You can say, hey, let's all meet for coffee. You know, I live in the Chicagoland area, and find JV partners and build up, you know, link partners for that, where you send people to their site and or send people to your site and they do the same to your site. You know, you can do it with ad swaps, you can do it with testing products, you can do things like have a product and before you launch it put it on here on one of these things, like on the joint venture page, say, hey, I'm just talking to joint venture partners, people that have lists. I have a product that's going to be released in about, you know, 10 days. What I'd like to do is send it out to you for free, okay, and have you send it out to your list for a very inexpensive price. You get to keep 100% of the profit, and you know, just so I can see how it converts and get their feedback, and in the meantime you can make some money in the process. Okay, now what just happened there? You made a friend, you helped them make some money, which means they like you, and you just put a whole bunch of people on your list, and you just got a bunch of feedback for your new product to see if there's something you need to add or take away or change. So the Warrior Forum is a great resource. I highly recommend that. Don't just be fooled by, you know, camping out here in the Warrior Special Offers Forum. This is good. You can definitely do it and you can make some money, but there's a lot of other great ways to make money on the Warrior Forum, and those are just a few of them. So definitely check it out and poke around there. Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking about one of my favorite paid traffic techniques, and this one is called AdFly. And what this is AdFly is a URL shortening service, kind of like tinyURL. And what they do is when somebody uses the service and they click on that link, like for example, if you have Twitter, you only get a certain number of characters, so you don't want to put a long link in there, whether it's an affiliate link or whatever. So you want to use a shortening service. So if you use AdFly and somebody clicks that link, what'll happen is they will see a whole website, in this case our website, for 5 to 10 seconds, and then an ad or a little skip this ad thing will show up so that they can go to the actual page they wanted to go to. Let me go ahead and show you an example of this. So if you can see right up here, it says please wait 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Well, during that time the entire website shows up, whatever you're advertising. And if you have a good converting squeeze page, especially if there's some audio on there like a video or something like that, a lot of times you can get some good traffic from this. But another thing that's really key about this is because it shows the whole page, it'll actually show up like in Google Analytics. And this is actually key. Hopefully if any of you guys flip websites, hopefully, you know, those wheels are starting to turn, because what that means is for $1 you can have 100 people come to your site every single day. So there's a lot of ways to monetize that. And then what happens is once they hit skip ad, it'll actually go to the site that they wanted to go to, which in this case is simple one click. So let's go ahead and take a look at AdFly. It's adf.ly, just like it says right here. And so you could use this to put in, you know, whatever URL you want here and then shrink it. But what we're looking for is the advertisement that most people are not aware of. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on create campaign, and then if you look here, it's actually pretty basic. Okay, what I suggest you do is stick with the area that you're normally wanting to. Like in this case, for the United States, it's $5. You could have a $5 minimum on there, but what you do is you can do 1,000 views for, let's see here, the price is 1,000, okay, is $5. If you wanted to do worldwide, you could do it for $1. In the US, it costs you $5, in other words, for 1,000. So it's a little bit cheaper in Canada, like $3. You can do it wherever you want, okay? Now, once you finish doing this, okay, you've ordered 1,000 visits for a total of $5. Click here to enter your website details, okay? You can pick a previous website, or you can obviously create a new one, and you would just put in the name, the URL, and then your daily budget. So maybe you only want to spend $1 a day for 1,000 views. You know, that's fine, you can do that. You click that you agree with it, and you hit PayPal or AlertPay, whichever you want to pay with, and that's it. And it's so simple to use, and you can really get a lot of traffic very affordably. And again, if you're going to use it for an affiliate program, try and find one that has some audio or a video that kicks in right away, because you only have about 5 seconds to get their attention. So that's it for AdFly. It's a great resource. Don't forget it if you're going to be swapping, or flipping websites. It's a great way to monetize sites by bringing a bunch of traffic to it very cheaply, very quickly.